Good morning, students. Let's continue our chapter second. We are on page number 14, if you have noticed. So, see the paragraph number 4. The first indication of impending disaster came at about 6 p.m. with an ominous silence. The first indication of impending disaster, impending, which is about to happen, came at about 6 p.m. with ominous silence. Ominous means which is very evil, cruel, bad. The wind dropped. The wind dropped, and the sky immediately grew dark. You might have seen, before the storm comes, whatever the environment, whatever the situation is, that was the same situation. There was no wind, the clouds were there, the sky grew dark. Then came a growing roar, and an enormous cloud towered aft of the ship. The wind dropped now. Then came a growing roar, and an enormous cloud towered. Towered means much higher. Aft. Aft means at the back of the ship. They noticed that the enormous cloud, it was on the back of the ship. With horror, I realized that it was not a cloud, but a wave like no other I had ever seen. And then the narrator noticed, yes, it is not the cloud, but it is the wave which is higher. Remember, the Gigantics wave, they were getting higher up to their main mast. Okay, so it was another wave, and it's saying it was a wave like no other I had ever seen, because it was much higher. It appeared perfectly vertical and almost twice the height of the other waves. It means it was higher than the earlier waves, with a frightful breaking crest. Crest means the top part of a wave or of a hill. So he's telling that it appeared perfectly vertical and almost twice the height of the other waves, with a frightful breaking crest. And the top part of the wave, it was frightful. The roar increased to a thunder. The roar increased to a thunder. Now, students, imagine the situation. Imagine the condition of the voyagers. See the impending disaster, their catastrophic situation. Means they were in such a situation, they were in the middle of the sea, middle of the ocean, waves were high, gales were so strong. Imagine. The roar increased to a thunder as the stern moved up face of the wave. The roar increased to a thunder now as the stern moved up the face of the wave. The stern, back part of the ship, moved up of the face of the wave. And for a moment, I thought we might ride over it. Face of the wave means moved up the face of the wave, means they were on the top of the wave. And the narrator was thinking that we might ride over it. But then a tremendous explosion shook the deck. Deck, the back part of the ship. That high wave, huge wave, it hit against the ship and it shook the ship. It was an explosion. A torrent means a wave. A torrent of green and white water broke over the ship. Now, in the ship, there was water everywhere. My head smashed into the wheel because the flow of the water, it was too powerful, and his head smashed with the wheel. And I was aware of flying overboard and sinking below the waves. He's saying till that time I was totally aware of flying overboard and then sinking below the waves. I accepted my approaching death because the situation, it was out of control. The flow of water and the things were just moving here and there in water. So narrator is saying I accepted my approaching death at that moment. And as I was losing consciousness, I felt quite peaceful. See, dear student, this line gives a very deep message. It tells that death is peaceful. Why? Because you are free from all the worries and tensions. Right? But when we face any of the situation like this, we must be confident, courageous. Because if we are confident, only then we can overcome any problem. Otherwise, almost impossible. So that was the situation of the narrator. He was losing consciousness and he accepted his approaching death and he felt quite peaceful. Unexpectedly, my head popped out of the water. Unexpectedly, my head popped out of means come out of the water. A few meters away. Now he was not in the ship. You have to notice these things. He is saying a few meters away, wave walker was near capsizing. Capsizing means turned over. A few meters away, it means he was away from the boat. Her mast almost horizontal. Earlier it was vertical. Now it was horizontal because the boat turned over. Then a wave hurled her upright. See, first the wave hit and the mast was in the position of horizontal. Earlier it was vertical. Now a wave from the opposite side hit it and again the boat was in the same position as it was earlier. Means the mast was vertical now. My lifeline jerked. Taut, I grabbed the guardrails and sailed through the air into wave walker's main boom. See, it's saying, then a wave hurled her upright. My lifeline jerked. Taut means stressed tightly. I grabbed the guardrails and sailed through the air into the wave walker's main boom. Boom means part or area. Sailed means moved through. Then with the help of railings, he went to the main part of the ship. Subsequent waves tossed me around the deck like a rag doll because the waves were continued. And these waves tossed him round the deck like a rag doll. My left ribs cracked because again and again the waves hit the narrator with something, and this time it's saying that my left ribs cracked. My mouth filled with blood and broken teeth. Somehow I found the wheel. Somehow I found the wheel, lined up the stern for the next wave and hung on. As his left ribs cracked, mouth filled with blood and broken teeth. But still, anyhow, he managed and he got the wheel. Lined up means hanging on the stern for the next wave. See, he's hanging there and the waves hit him. Or you can say he was waiting for the wave. He is hanging there means he knew that if he will leave, he cannot survive. Water, water everywhere. I could feel that the ship had water below, but I dared not abandon the wheel to investigate. He knew it very well that everywhere there is water, but he could not leave the wheel to investigate. Suddenly, the front hatch was thrown open and Mary appeared. Suddenly, the front hatch was thrown open and Mary appeared. Hatch means the door, or you can say an opening of a door which is in the deck of a ship. And Mary said, "We are sinking," she screamed. "The decks are smashed. We are full of water." See, it's saying, the decks are smashed. Deck means the back part or that board that is totally smashed and there is only water everywhere. "Take the wheel," I shouted as I scrambled for the hatch. "Take the wheel," the narrator shouted. He asked Mary to hold the wheel. "Take the wheel." As I scrambled means to move quickly with difficulty for the hatch. Hatch means temporary covers. Larry and Herb were pumping like madmen. Broken timbers hung at crazy angles. The whole starboard side bulged inwards. Clothes, crockery, charred tins, and toys sloshed about in deep water. Larry and Herb. Who are Larry and Herb? I told you in previous video. They were the helpers, crewmen. They were pumping like madmen because inside the boat there was water, so they were pumping it out. They were pumping like madmen, means they were too busy in pumping the water out of the boat. Broken timbers, a long piece of wood, hung at crazy angles. The whole starboard side means right side of the boat, bulged inwards. Bulge means stinking out. Clothes, crockery, charts, tins, and toys sloshed. Sloshed means when they move here and there and making noise when strike against each other in the deep water. Because everywhere there was water in the ship, so the things were floating on the water, and when they strike against each other, then the things were making sound. Not only the things, the wave also. I half swam, half crawled into the children's cabin. Anyhow, the narrator, he went to the children's cabin. "Are you all right?" He is asking. Name the children. Suzanne and Jonathan. I asked them, "Are you all right?" "Yes," they answered from an upper bunk. And they answered, "Yes." From where? From an upper bunk. Bunk, it's a fixed bed. They said, "Yes." "But my head hurts a bit," said Sue, pointing to a big bump above her eyes. There was a cut over her eye and she just said that my head hurts a bit. I had no time to worry about bumped heads because she said little bit. Okay. So he said that hardly he is having time for these small injuries. And you see, notice here that she did not mention even that injury was big one, but she did not mention. Why? Because she knew it very well that if I will tell my father about my injuries too much, he will be confused, he will leave everything, and he will care for me, and definitely we all will die here only. After finding a hammer, screws and canvas. After finding a hammer, screws and canvas. Canvas means hard sheet. I struggled back on the deck with the starboard side bashed open. We were taking water with each wave that broke over us. If I couldn't make some repairs, we would surely sink. See, students, he took a hammer, some screws and canvas. Canvas means hard sheet. Because the right side board, it was smashed with the waves and there were holes. And through those holes, the water entered the ship. Now with the help of that hard sheet, hammer and screws, he fixed those gaping holes so that water should not enter the boat. And that's why he says, if I couldn't make some repairs, we would surely sink. If the narrator couldn't make those repairs, they would surely sink. Somehow, I managed to stretch canvas and secure waterproof hatch covers across the gaping holes. Somehow he managed. See, the flow of water was too much, but anyhow he managed. He fixed the seat there. Some water continued to stream below, but most of it was now being deflected over the side. Some water continued to stream below, but most of it was now being deflected over the side because the seat was not properly fixed. It was temporary, I would say, because the flow of the water was too much. Okay, but anyhow, now the flow was less. More problems arose when our hand pump started to block up with the debris floating around the cabins and the electric pump short-circuited. More problems arose when our hand pump started to block up with the debris floating around the cabins and the electric pump short-circuited. Again there was problem because the hand pumps, they got blocked with the waste material. Debris means waste material which was floating around, and further the electric pump short-circuited. Now see their condition and situation. Anyhow they were trying to manage, but now their hand pump got blocked and electric pump short-circuited. The water level rose threateningly. Back on deck, I found that our two spare hand pumps had been wrenched overboard. Wrenched means to put, you can say, along with the forestay sail. Forestay sail means a strong sheet of cloth. The jib, the dinghies means small boards, and the main anchor. Anchor, you can say a heavy iron thing attached with chains or ropes. Back on the deck, When hand pumps got blocked, electric pump short circuited, he went back on the deck, and there he found two spare hand pumps, some boards, jib, and main anchor. Then I remembered we had another electric pump under the chart room floor. See the presence of mind when you are facing this much of difficulty or danger. Person forgets everything, but still the things are coming in his mind where he had kept all those things. I connected it to an outpipe and was thankful to find that it worked. He found the electric pump and he was thankful that it was working. The night dragged on with an endless. The night dragged on with an endless. Means the night, it was not passing so easily. Remember, student, when the situation is drastic, the time does not pass easily. And when you are living a very cheerful life or time, then it spent very easily or passes easily. Bitterly cold routine of pumping. During night it was too cold, too chilly, and still they were pumping, steering and working the radio. We were getting no replies to our mayday calls. Again the problem was there were no signals, which was not surprising in this remote corner of the world. And they were not surprised that if we are not getting signals here, so we are not surprised, because the situation was like that, atmosphere was like that. Okay, Sue had swollen alarmingly. She had two enormous black eyes, and now she showed us a deep cut on her arm. When I asked her why she hadn't made more of her injuries before this, she replied, I didn't want to worry you when you were trying to save us all. See the courage of the girl. See the thinking. See the maturity level of the girl. She did not want to make her father worried, because she knew it very well, at this moment my father is trying to save the life of all the people, those who are on the boat. By morning on Jan 3, the pumps had the water level sufficiently under control for us to take 2 hours rest in rotation. Now anyhow they control over the water level, because they were pumping it out, electricity pump, it was working. Now they control over the water level, and now they can take the rest in rotation. But we still had a tremendous leak somewhere below the water line, and on checking, I found that nearly all the boat's main rib frames were smashed down to the keel. In fact, there was nothing holding up a whole section of the starboard hull except a few cupboard partitions. By morning on Jan 3, the pumps had the water level sufficiently under control, and now they can take the rest in rotation for 2 hours. But still there was a tremendous leak somewhere below the water line, and when he checked, he found that nearly all the boat's main rib frame, that was the bottom part, it was leaked. It was smashed down to the keel. In fact, there was nothing holding up a whole section of the starboard hull except a few cupboards partitions. We had survived for 15 hours since the wave hit, but Wave Walker wouldn't hold together long enough for us to reach Australia. Though they survived for 15 hours since the wave hit, but now the condition of Wave Walker was not like that they could reach Australia. I checked our charts and calculated that there were some 2 small islands a few hundred kilometers to the east. Then he saw the charts and he made some calculation, and he observed that there are two small islands a few hundred kilometers to the east. One of them, Isle Amsterdam. This is the name of the island. What is the name of the island? Isle Amsterdam. Was a Isle Amsterdam was a French scientific base. Isle Amsterdam was a French scientific base. Our only hope was to reach these pinpricks in the vast ocean. Pinpricks means just like small dots. Because in the ocean, these islands, they seem like very small dots because they were small in size. But unless the wind and seas abated, but unless the wind and seas abated means to become less strong. So we could hoist sail until or unless the wind or seas would not be abated, we cannot set our sail. Our chances would be slim indeed. Slim means very less. The great wave had put our auxiliary engine out of action. Auxiliary engine. The great wave had put our auxiliary engine out of action. So student, today you will write down the value points. Again I am telling you, you will make 10 to 15 short question, because in this chapter lot of informations are there. So you are to be very much particular about each and every word and line. Okay, thank you.